Marvel Rivals Season 5.5 is ending this Friday, actually. The new season comes out this Friday, and Deadpool is going to be the first character that's playable to use. So in honor of that, we are going to be ranking every single character in Marvel Rivals into a tier list, S, A, B, C, D. And this should be fairly simple for the most part because this season the meta is super strong, triple support is super strong, poke is super strong as well. But this should be fairly simple for the most part. But I am not a pro player, by the way. I am not top 500. I'm not one above all. I'm not Eternity. I am GM2. I'm trying to get the Celestial. So maybe we can relate more because I'm not a pro player. So I'm not going to say nothing too crazy or too meta, whatever. But this is just my opinion on the game so far. Let's start with the supports though. This should be fairly simple. Gambit, Invis, Loki. Is there any objections? Nerf Gambit's ult and nerf Invis' self shield. Cut the HP in half or something and I think they would be perfectly fine. Don't even touch the kits at all. Loki being able to copy Gambit ult, having 2 Gambit ults in the game is just absolutely, there's no way to beat that. I think Mantis is the best triple support option if you're not running like Invis, Sue, like Loki. One of them are always going to be banned in the game. But I think Mantis is the best triple support option in the game. Her damage is just so good and her ult is also giving you movement speed and overshield and stuff like that. I think that is very, very strong as well. Her sleep is really good. Her self healing is really good. And with the damage boost she does with herself, she's just so good. I love playing Mantis, truly. I think Adam Warlock is good, primarily in triple support, of course. I think he's really good. His res is just so broken. But obviously, I would have everybody up above him easily in triple support options over Adam Warlock for the most part, especially Mantis. And Ultron as well, to be honest. Ultron is super strong. Getting 2 drones and then being able to have like a movement boost as well is just really, really crazy. And he does a lot of damage as well. And him being a flyer is always a plus. And his ult, it really could save games as well, doing damage and healing when everybody's bunched up and a bunch of ults are going off right now. He is really strong pick. He was so terrible before, but giving him 2 drones was really, really good. I really don't think Jeff is good right now. I really, really don't. I think he's also another good triple support. So maybe I should put him a little bit higher. C is at like bare minimum. I just think like when all the other supports get added into this game and get absolutely buffed and things like that, players like Jeff, they kind of just slower, like fall behind. Like if I'm in a dual support comp, I would not want a Jeff on my team. He would be really good in triple support, but I would much rather have a Mantis or like Ultron and even Adam. But his ult is honestly really, really good right now. It sucks to say because technically, like if there's a bad Jeff player, he ults take you off the map. You got C9, whatever. That's like a problem. No, I think I'm gonna keep him in C for now. I'm gonna see how this rest of these heal shape up. There's only 3 more. I think Luna is also still really, really good. I'd probably have her, ahead of Ultron, maybe something like this. I think she's still strong. She gets herself Snowflake now. I think she really needed that because almost everybody else has a way to heal themselves in this game. Her freeze is better. Like I said, she gets 2 Snowflakes now, 1 for herself, and then she could put another one on someone else. Her healing output is good. Her damage is good. Her ult is still good, even though it doesn't last as long. But like, you can't go wrong with a Luna on her team. Cloak and Dagger, bro. I'm going to put her B. But if there's any chance that Gambit, Invis, or Loki is not banned in your game and you are not playing them and you're choosing to play Cloak and Dagger, like, I just cannot take you serious. But she has the longest lasting ult in the game. It does a lot of healing and it does a lot of damage to other teams. So I still think she's really reliable in terms of that. She's a good option when everybody else here is banned. But she's solid though. In like dual support comps she can carry. But I think she's B. Rocket, I am putting A. I think this is another, like, he could do dual support. He could do triple support. I'm really debating putting him S, to be honest with you. If Phoenix and everybody on the planet Earth didn't counter his ult where they could just fry it, or if Phoenix ults it out, that would be like the main reason why I would put him higher. But since it's so easy to take out the game, but his res is absolutely broken. His healing is also really good as well. I just think Rockets is really good. I love having a Rocket on my team. But this is probably where I would see like the support list as of right now. I still think Ultron's fairly strong, so I'm going to keep him in A. But this is where I would look at it as. I don't think I'd really change anything, to be honest with you. Maybe I could see people say that Ultron could be like B, but maybe. But like other than that, I think this is pretty solid. All right, now we're going to do tanks next. All right, onto the tanks as well. This should also kind of be fairly easy. Magneto, Emma, Groot. Is there any objections? I think these 3 are easily the best tanks in the game. Magneto is just like all reliable every single time, boring to play, but he's one of my favorite characters in this game. They gave him 2 bubbles now. He still does a lot of damage. He counters almost every single support ult in this game, almost a lot of DPS ults in this game. They nerfed Emma Frost into the ground, and she is still super, super strong just because of how good her kit is. So I think she's really good spot right now. I do think she's really strong. I don't think she's bannable, but I do think she's really strong. Groot is so good. Giving him an iron wall to make him CC immune to, like, he can't get CC'd at all to anything in this game. You have to purely focus and break this wall, or he will walk your team, especially if it's a push map, every single time. I really want to put Angela in S as well. I don't care what people say. People are like, oh yeah, just go Bucky, go Fantastic. Yeah, my fault. The server admin that can do every single thing in this game. He has a grounding ability. He has a stun ability. He can grapple 4 people from a mile away. Yes, this character can counter Angela. But also, like, but I have a dude that's a very good Fantastic player, and like he counters any type of flyer in this game. So that's why I think like Angela Fox or Thing as well. But I do think she's really, really strong. Like if you have a good Angela on your team, it's really, really good. I'm kind of jumping around the map a little bit, but Hulk is just like, I don't know. He's pretty much vulnerable to everything in this game. He doesn't do enough damage. His cooldowns are kind of insane for the amount of CC that's in this game. So he's just not playable. I don't see a situation where you would play Hulk. Because if you're just going to go a diving tank, Captain America, like it's that simple. Like, I know it's kind of tough. I'm debating him putting B, actually. He doesn't do a lot of damage, and now he's kind of like a stall merchant to an extent. I might put him B. I feel like this kind of works better. Because Venom doesn't die. If you have any Venom that knows how to use his cooldown and hits his headshots, and he swings out, he doesn't die. But Captain America, it's kind of different. His survivability isn't as much as Venom outside of his ult. And people think like his ult charge is just like completely broken and stuff like that, which it is for the most part. But if you're just unless you're using Captain America as a 4th support option or like a 3rd support option, that's where he's more reliable. But I do think that Venom is slightly stronger than Captain America in my opinion. Doctor Strange, bro, I don't know. I think Strange is good, but if you're playing Strange, you're technically like throwing, because if your team needs a TP and you're playing Strange, like what are you doing? I think his damage and all that stuff is still strong, but everybody above this like row here above him, even Captain, they beat him. They punch him through the shield, they CC him, they grab him, they tackle him. He has no way to get not CC'd. Like there's no point in really playing this character at all. But I do think that he's still strong, so I'm gonna put him B. Another tank that is B, I think, is Rogue. I think like she needs kind of like not a rework, but like a buff in a sense. 25-second cooldown for the absorption ability when you can't even absorb the best part of like the kits in the game is like really, really weird. Because now it's like super like situational. You get what I'm saying? But she's the most fun tank to play in the game. Like next to Angela, she is super fun to play. But even Emma Frost's diamond form is like 18-second cooldown compared to 25 for the absorption ability. It's kind of crazy. I think she just needs like a little bit of a buff, but I think she's really good. I know people don't want to think it, but I think Thing is like really, really good right now. If they're playing any type of shield tank, even if they're playing like Groot to an extent, like you just use like the vulnerable option and you get the health back from it. It knocks down flyers as well. And I think he's like the best option to use if you're going for dive. Nah, I think I'm gonna put him B tier. I think he's still the best option if you're going for dive or anybody that's like doing a lot of strong brawling. I think Thor is like the best tank to use. Like he's the best option, but Cap is better. Thor is also again a weird tank to play in my opinion. Like yeah, they gave him his rework and I think like he's pretty solid, but bro, I just think like he is just so vulnerable to every single thing in this game. They changed this thing to where he's kidnapping and stuff now, which I guess is cool, but nah, he's better than Strange in my opinion. I think I dropped Strange to C, bro. This is kind of crazy. Thor in the right comp is much better than Strange in the right comp, if that makes sense. Because if you're running with Thor, you're going to pair him with another tank and he's so free to brawl and stuff like that. I think he's pretty solid though. I think he's B. I think I would have Penny in the back of B as well. I don't think she's C tier, even though they reduce the health. But I think on certain maps, she's just like absolutely bannable. She is really, really good. Because this is a 6v6, if your team is not shooting at the mime, she will literally just hold your entire team up. And if you don't have anybody that's doing any type of poke or running a Phoenix or anything like that, there's just not much you could do with this character. So I think this seems like the more like realistic thing to do. I think Hulk is probably the worst tank in the game. Strange is right there with them because he's technically a throw pick. B are the tanks I feel like are kind of, you know, more balanced and stuff like that. I think Rogue needs kind of like a rework a little bit of buffs. But I do think Angela is still very strong. I was tempting to put her in S, but I'll keep her in A with Venom as well. Bro, there are so many DPS in this game. Daredevil, Phoenix, Hela, Bucky. I think these are truly the best 4 DPS in this game, like without a doubt. Daredevil is an automatic permaban. I still think Phoenix is better than Hela because of how much burst damage she still does, even though Hela has more like one-shot potential. But either or, both work perfectly fine to use. And then Bucky, I hope I don't have to explain myself. Nerf this man into the ground. Psylocke is still very, very strong. Mainly, even with like the ult nerf, she still is very, very strong. All you do is still shoot tanks all day and you still go into the back line and hit your ult button and they die. It's it's weird because they took away the one shot potential for her to where you can't really like one shot no more. Like you can if they're like damaged, but like they took that away, buffed her ult, and then she became like an ult merchant. So it's kind of weird for her. Since Black Panther is here, this is the worst character in the game. Do not use this hero if you care about ranking up at all. Do not use this character. This character is not good. Hawkeye is very strong. I was considering putting him in S, but if you dive Hawkeye, like that's the best way to counter him, and he's super diveable. So that's why I kind of like dropped him to A. I don't think he's like S tier. Another good A tier slot is Wolverine. They pretty much brought him back to like how season 0 Wolverine was. He is literally the ultimate tank buster. It kind of sucks a little bit because like with Groot's Iron Wall now, like he's not like the biggest counter to Groot. You have to take the Iron Wall first, and then you become very valuable again. There is like a lot of CC, like Emma's grab, Mag always has a bubble and things like that, but he is still like super strong in my opinion. And if Jean's not banned and you run these two together, like he doesn't die. He doesn't die at all. As long as they know how to get out, he doesn't die. Black Widow is also still D. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good Black Widow players still, and if you run Mantis and stuff like that, she gets the damage boost. That's where she's more viable, and maybe you could put her like C. Actually, no, I'm putting her in C tier. I would still not play this character though. If you're gonna play a sniper, just play Hawkeye. It's that simple. Yeah, I'm putting her back in D tier for now. I think Iron Fist is still like fairly... I don't know where I want to put Iron Fist, so I'm going to I need somebody for B and C. I think for C, I'm going to put Blade. I think it's like super hard to get value out of him. I don't think he's like that good of a character in this game. I've seen some Blades make it work. I think they need to like kind of like categorize him better if he wants to be like a tank buster, or if he wants to be like, you know, like a more frontline option, because his gun is like the only valuable thing in this kit. But yeah, I just think that's kind of like the state of like what he is right now. But I think he's like, all right. I don't think he's nothing too crazy. I think a good B option is Storm. She's just very slow. Like if you're not hit scanning, and you're just letting her sit above everybody and do damage boost, you're going to get absolutely rolled. Go hit scan, go Angela, but she's still a really good viable option if you like playing flyers. Her damage boost is just so important. Same thing with Magic. Like if you're getting like the dive options, dive is just like, it's just not as strong as it was before. But if you're like going for dive options, I think she's a much better dive character to use. Like one of the best dive characters in the game, in my opinion. But because triple support is buffed extremely, I just don't think that dive is like the best thing to run anymore. I think like poke is just a more viable option. But I think Magic is at like a good solid spot right now. All right, Namor with the team up is a S tier character, but like without the team up, say like Hela's banned, I think maybe A or B works. I'll still put him A. I think it's still really good to help with any type of dive. It does a lot of damage and stuff like that. So I think that's more valuable. I am not one of those people that think that Spider-Man is like terrible. With how good supports are in this game, you have Loki rooms, you have this Invis self-shield, Gambit has dashes that you can dash like 30 meters away and you get self-healing. He has a self-healing option as well. Luna has a snowflake, Mantis sleep and damage boost, and Luna also has the freeze ball as well. Like Spider-Man's like a low HP hero. He doesn't really have self-shield outside of his ult, so there's really like no point in really using him. He gets in and gets out, so that's why I don't think he's a terrible character, but I think he's C. We can kind of run through these, I think. Like Squirrel Girl is really only good to get out of spawn. She does too much damage for whatever reason, but I don't think like she's really a good character to use. But on certain maps, she is kind of crazy. This might be a hot take, but I think Fantastic is very good right now. He survives. Being able to go back to full health when you get out of your inflative state and stuff is really huge. And if you're playing with like a mag or like another diver or baller with him, he just doesn't die. He gets the most picks, and mag just comes back. He gets a bubble. He gets back to full charge like a pit stop. He is really strong. Iron Man. Why would you ever want to play this character? I don't know why you would ever want to play Iron Man at all when there's multiple flyers in the game that are better than him. I just don't think he's good at all. I don't think there's a reason. His ult is the only thing that's really valuable because you can one-shot out of it and stuff, but I just think it's so counterable. Human Torch is all right. I don't think like he's terrible. It's weird because he's not what he once was. I think I might put him like at the top of C, but he could obviously be B. But yeah, they gave him some decent buffs though because he was absolutely nerfed into the ground because he was really too strong, but I really don't see him in my games like that, to be honest with you. I think Punisher is a good option. It's the main option that you have to run if you're playing against the Groot. He shoots out the Groot walls. And I think his ultimate is also really good in this game, and his shotgun is absolutely broken. So that helps with any type of like dive or any type of like brawler or anything like that. Punisher's like the best option to use, and with any type of damage boost, he just rolls. Moon Knight is also pretty strong as well, to be honest with you. On certain maps, he's just so good. He has to, like, you have to dive this character the whole entire game, or he literally just explodes. I'm putting him in A. He just explodes characters, bro. Like he throws an unk down and you're dead. You're just dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're not having a dive on him at all times, this character gets an tremendous amount of value. Scarlet Witch is not a good character to use as well. Yeah, I guess technically, like, she helps with dive because she just has that lock on and stuff like that, and I guess she could do a lot more damage. But the only reason why Squirrel Girl is probably above her is because Poke is just so much more like viable. Iron Fist is also really strong. He's another tank buster in this game that I think is really good. He does a lot of damage. And last but not least is Star-Lord, and I completely forgot about him. He's another S tier character in my opinion. He does insane damage. The 2 flips that he has give him shield, but you can dodge almost every single thing in his game. His ult, he is an ult merchant, and his ult is really strong. It immediately forces like any type of support ult in this game. If you have good aim, please use this character because he does a lot of damage. I actually might switch Moon Knight and Fantastic around. I think Moon Knight will be the top of B. I think Fantastic is that good. I think he's truly an A. This would be like my final tier list of how every character I would rank them into this game. As you can see, Poke is like super strong right now. Any type of thing that does added damage to the front line is really good. There's some characters I think need reworks and stuff like that, but for the most part, I think the same characters that have always been bad, they just kind of like stay bad. That's just kind of what it is. I just think the top heroes, some for whatever reason, continue to get buffs, but I do think you have to still have bad characters in this game, bottom line. But this is what I would do. I don't know. I tried to look to see if there was anything I would change, but I'm pretty firm on this for the most part. But if you're new here, please subscribe, and if you're watching, please like the video. I appreciate you guys. Use the new hype feature if possible. But I'll catch y'all on Friday when Season 6 comes out. We'll be posting all the information there, but I appreciate you guys. Love y'all.